We are under
Welcome
attack.
back.
All hands to battle station. All pilots to your
More
posts.
cats!
Not a drill.
Get those commands,
We are
Captain,
under
before
attack.
they make their attack run.
We're going to be going a bit Star Lancer in this mission's main fight, but before we get there, we have the usual slew of Krants and a pair of Corvettes to deal with. The Corvettes could theoretically get close enough to the Freka to launch torpedoes, but in practice that wouldn't happen even if I left it to my wingmen, which I won't. I've begun to notice that Krants like these
Make sure I get scooped up.
sliding approaches across you where they go from left to right and will continue to dodge that way, so some of my Krant tracking has improved somewhat from previous missions. Not that it really needed to. I mean, the Krant is never going to be your greatest enemy, even if its dodging algorithm for this sort of stuff is actually pretty good. There's not a huge amount to say about this fight because we've seen most of it before. The interesting part of this mission is definitely the second bit. This section would be more interesting if we'd not killed the frigate in the previous mission. That would have jumped through and given us a bit more of a run for our money in this fight. Without that frigate there, this is basically a mob of action, even as it starts. Very little that's hard here. My major concern is not getting shot in the back by my wingmen, so I'm trying to stay a bit back on this Krant, which of course naturally leads to missing it repeatedly, which is extremely irritating, but eventually comes to an end.
That was a close one.
No, it wasn't.
Looks like we have to keep moving. Set course for the Talos jump point, Captain. Let's go, people. There's probably more cats waiting to jump in as we speak.
Return to my wing. Kill them all.
Shit! 2 more frigates and a destroyer. We must have really pissed them off. Captain, we're scrambling crossbows, but you must hold off their torpedoes.
It's this close-in capship fight between the Freka and the destroyer group here that's somewhat reminiscent of Star Lancer. We start off with this attack by the Gothry wing. There's 6 of them. We need to kill them fairly fast because the Freka's going to take enough damage as it is without me letting any torpedoes through.
This is Cougar. My wing has arrived. All systems function.
His wing hasn't actually arrived yet. What these messages are single crossbows launching. They'll go after the frigates, which will be highly useful
This is
because
Obstacle reporting flight
we
arrival.
need those cap ships dead before we can get out of here. And of course, rapiers don't carry torpedoes.
Obstacle sent.
Now,
Bloody hell, you're getting on my nerves.
Reporting in. Everyone, stay
as
alert.
well as these bombers, there's also the threat from the fact that the cap ships themselves in this mission will launch torpedoes. Another reason why Cougar's bombers are highly useful.
Good news, Captain. We've just received a coded transmission. Help is on the way. Just keep them at bay a little
And that's
longer.
why I'm trying to make sure I stay in the area between the Freka and the destroyer, which will launch the first torpedo salvo. While it's not impossible to intercept torpedoes, there you go, that's the signal they've launched. If you start somewhere else, it's a lot easier if you can carry on in the same line as
Terrorists
them.
are still dangerous. Watch out, everyone.
So I tried to get all 4 of them. I don't quite manage the
Check your fire, Captain Bradshaw.
last 2, but it doesn't matter. That's all the interception you need to
This is
manage.
Obstacle. Assuming control of wing.
Damage to the Freka doesn't carry over to the next mission, so all we need to do is make sure it doesn't die, and that first torpedo salvo is at its engines,
These turrets are giving me problems here.
and there'll be another one Hey there, Doomsday.
For whatever good? Hey, we got a lot of lives on the line here, Captain.
Like I said, we'll try. Probably too late already, but...
And so that was the second torpedo salvo bridge, and they won't get a third off, so we're fine. Because one of the engines survived. That torpedo warning was about the torpedoes that just hit. Theirs is a bit slow. Anyway, Doomsday just showed up. I should probably be talking about him.
This is Leet, reporting enemy bridge down.
One capital ship down.
I do really like Doomsday's voice actor. I think they do a really good job of being Doomsday. The reason he's here and not in Sol or on the Concordia is that in the novel End Run, Doomsday, along with Bear, Jason Bondurevsky, and a couple of other characters who shall remain nameless, were transferred to the newly commissioned TCS Taro, one of the weight-class escort carriers, the same type of ship as the Vereka. And he's been associated with the Tower ever since, and when it was decommissioned out of Confed service due to the peace treaty, he went over to the Landreich with Bondurevsky as part of a Confed Free Corps that brought up the carriers. So they're now rushing towards Earth, having seen off the Karathi attack on their own worlds. It's a habit of colonials, I think, to be late to the real battle. I'll take time out of my conversation about the Landreich just to note that this Jalki gets a truly excessive amount of firepower here.
That's the last of them. Let's keep going, shall we?
Yeah, we gotta keep moving if we're gonna die in Seoul.
I think I like this guy.
He's still alive. Home of my wing.
Return to my wing.
It occurs to me that I ought to explain what the Free Republic of the Landreich actually is, but I don't have time for that in what's left of this video, so it will have to wait for the next one.
About time you folks shut up, Vereka. No time for introductions, though. If we want to make this Sol before Earth is finished, we must get ready to jump.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Do we all
I'll
get medals?
Request clearance
take a
to
look
land.
at the Tarawa
You heard the man, Captain. Hurry up and land.
and the Guadalcanal next mission, but for now, the Landreich escort carriers, and like us, they're going to Earth. So, for this mission, that's it. It's time to land, and as you might have noted, I took no damage in that mission.
Welcome back, Captain.
Which I am fairly impressed with. Quite a long mission, and 23 kills for no damage is a fairly decent trade. The low score is because of the Vereka getting torpedoed. I could have played this mission through several times to try and prevent that happening, but I preferred the 20 plus kills for no damage trade. So that is it for this time. Thanks for watching. I have been Alanin, this has been Wing Commander Standoff, and I'll see you next time when... well, it's pretty unique anyway.